Ever since it swept the box office, Morbius has become one of the most talked about films in recent history, in large part due to its controversial subject matter. Some have praised it for addressing racial issues other films are too afraid to tackle, while detractors say it sends a dangerous message. Still, whichever side of the debate you fall on, I think we can all agree that Morbius is one of the movies of all time. It has cinematography, the actors are undeniably performing, and the plot is. It's absolutely worth watching, but here's the thing. You got a busy life. You're jerking off, you're watching anime, you got Hot Pockets in the toaster oven, you ain't got time to see a movie. But don't worry, Katsu's got you. I'm gonna tell you about the whole thing. So, Morbius tells the story of Jared Leto, who felt like a pretty big jackass after Suicide Squad and was really hoping that if he pulled off a big superhero blockbuster, we'd all forget about that shit. Well, bro, all I can say is it worked. Nobody's talking about Suicide Squad anymore. Leto plays Michael Morbius, a man who suffers from a rare blood disease that they never tell us the fucking name of. It's a driving force behind the plot for the first half of the movie, but they can't tell us what it is, because if they used an actual disease, then every doctor in the world would be like, you can't cure that with bats, you fucking retard. His blood's just lame. It's all shitty. So he needs constant transfusions to live. Now, normally, a condition like this evokes sympathy from the audience, but I think a lot of people are gonna have trouble feeling bad for Morbius owing to the fact that he's a fucking asshole. The first scene in this movie is him as a kid, and he meets this other kid who has the same disease, and the kid's like, hey, what's up? My name's Lucian. And Morbius is like, no, fuck you, your name's Milo. And the kid's like, no, I'm pretty sure my name's Lucian. Shut up, pussy, your name's Milo. Of course, the kid gets pissed off because he doesn't want to change his name, so Morbius shuts off his life support machine and he's clinically dead for 2 minutes. Then he brings him back and he's like, so, what's your fucking name, you little prick? And the kid's like, alright, it's fucking Milo, holy shit. And then everyone just calls him Milo forever, even the doctor who takes care of him. Like, he just bullies this kid into changing his name. I love this character. As someone who dreams of being able to coerce and browbeat my friends into changing fundamental parts of themselves according to my personal preferences, he's really someone I can look up to. Superheroes are supposed to be role models. Anyway, so the doc calls Morbius into his office and he's like, listen, Mike, you're a complete asshole with absolutely no moral conscience whatsoever. You should go into medical research. So it's like 20 years later or something, and Mikey's now a famous scientist. And this Eurotrash fuck is like, here you go, Michael Morbius, it's a Nobel Prize. And Morbius is like, no, I don't want that shit, it's gay. I love this guy so much. Like, he just disrespects people for absolutely no reason. Like, he doesn't even explain why he didn't take the prize. He's not sitting over here like, oh no, I didn't deserve it. This other guy deserves it way more than me. Give it to him. No, none of that. He's just like, fuck you, Sweden. I don't want your shitty award. This guy is my hero.
I have issues.
Anyway, Morbius is trying to find a cure for his disease using vampire bats. Which makes sense, because, like, you know, the bats drink blood, and he has bad blood. So, yeah, it's a blood thing. You know, they got a blood thing, he's got a blood thing, so you put them together and, yeah. Okay, so he injects a mouse with bat juice and it dies, but then it comes back to life like 10 minutes later, and yeah, that's how coronavirus happened. No, but his girlfriend is like, yo, Mike, maybe we should refine this shit a little bit so it doesn't kill you for like 10 minutes, you know? And Morbius is just like, no. Right, so he goes to visit grown-up Lucian, who, in addition to being terminally ill, is now a crippling alcoholic due to the constant psychological abuse he suffered from Morbius over the past 20 years. And Mike's all, hey, Milo, how you doing, Milo? And Lucian's just like, yeah, my name's Milo. And Morbius is all, don't worry, bro, I got a cure for us. You know, it might kill us, but, I mean, whatever, right? You can take it first. And Lucian's like, do you have one that kills me completely? I'd like that one instead. And Morbius is like, you can't die. You're my best friend. I'm gonna cure us both, and we'll be together forever. And then there's just a scene of Lucian downing 6 martinis while weeping silently. So Mike's on a boat in international waters, because, you know, this research he's doing is completely fucking illegal in every civilized country. But he just doesn't care. I just love how he does whatever he wants without regard for anyone else's safety. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna splice human DNA with bat DNA and just shoot that shit up like smack. Why would that be illegal? There's no possible way this could go terribly wrong, right? It does. During the experiment, Morbius is bitten by a radioactive vampire bat, which causes him to transform into a monster. The transformation does cure his blood disease, but it has a terrifying, unforeseen side effect. It makes him violently, uncontrollably racist. Now, I knew from reading reviews and Twitter and stuff that he was gonna say, it's Morbin time, but I did not expect him to look directly into the camera and wink when he did it. Nor did I understand the context. Michael wakes up from his transformation, says it's Morbin time, and immediately starts murdering black people. I didn't understand that's what Morbius Time meant. It's just killing African Americans. Like, he calls it morbid, but I'm pretty sure U.S. criminal statutes call it committing a hate crime. Personally, I didn't find the horror aspects of this movie very frightening, but if you're black, it's probably scary as fuck. He even calls his girlfriend the N-word, but it doesn't kill her, it just knocks her out because she's like Mexican or whatever. Anyway, he radios the Coast Guard, screams 1488, and then jumps off the ship. What the fuck? So as it turns out, being bitten by a radioactive vampire bat has changed Morbius's DNA. He's now part bat and part man, and he has a special connection with bats. Like, I don't know, he's like some kind of bat man. He has special powers like echolocation, and he can fly, and he can control bats. It's pretty tight. It's a really original concept for a superhero. Also, his vampire form looks like late-stage Michael Jackson. Also, he drank a bag of cum here. I don't know what's up with that. Maybe bats do that. So Lucian finds out what happened, and he's like, Michael, please, you gotta kill me too. And Morbius is like, I can't. It makes you kill black people, Milo. It makes you kill black people. And Lucian's like, but I'm not racist. And Michael's like, neither was I, Milo. Neither was I. I even had a black friend. That's how not racist I was. I had a black friend. But Lucian steals the radioactive bat, and he gets bit, and then he starts morbing too. Sort of. You see, it's different, because he doesn't just kill black people. He kills everyone. And Morbius is like, oh, shit. The black people thing isn't a side effect. I'm just incredibly racist. And for the first time in his life, he kind of feels bad for being an asshole. You see, this is why I like Morbius. It has a message. Now, as you know, ever since the Tumblr refugees colonized Twitter and brought their culture with them, we have slowly learned that everyone and everything is racist. Science is racist, math is racist, people who fight racism are racist, even sushi is racist. However, up until now, we haven't heard any mention of vampires. Vampires are usually romanticized as dark, alluring, fantastical creatures. And that's the important lesson that Morbius teaches us. Even if you're a vampire, you're still racist. So Morbius is like, Milo, we gotta stop morbing. And Lucian's like, no, it's okay to murder people as long as you do it indiscriminately without regard to race, color, age, or gender. Like Obama did with all those drone strikes. I enjoyed all the little bullet time sequences during the fight scenes of this movie. As someone who grew up in the late 90s and early 2000s, there's nothing I love more than seeing a 20-year-old action style featured prominently in a modern film. Anyway, these guys have an epic morb off, and Morbius gets morbed pretty hard, so he has to retreat and figure out a different way to defeat Lucian. So after stealing several units of blood from some on-duty paramedics and beating the living shit out of another black guy, he starts working on a vampire antidote. Morbius has to work fast. His racism is getting both stronger and less specific, and he knows that soon, no minority will be safe, not even the hot one he's laying pipe to. And his wife who's like, what's that? And he's like,
an antibody. It inhibits ferritin and induces a massive iron overload, instant hemochromatosis.
What does it do? It kills you. Bro, tons of shit does that. You didn't need to invent a new one. So they're saying goodbye, and he's like, I'm sorry I called you the N-word. And she's like, it's okay. You were a vampire at the time. Context matters. Anyway, now Morbius is ready for the final morb down. These guys have a big gay CGI fight sequence, splice in another scene from Batman Begins, and he finally hits Lucian with the antidote. And so he's dying, and Morbius is like, I'm sorry, Milo, I have to end racism. And Lucian's like, that doesn't even make any sense. You're the one who's racist, not me. I know, I don't really care that much. It just pissed me off that you were happy. God damn it, Michael, you're such a tool. And Morbius is like, fuck you, Milo. You've been morbed. And that's the end of the movie. There is a post-credit scene, but it's literally just the music video for Getting Jiggy With It by Will Smith. But for that one line in the second verse where he says summertime, it's dubbed over with Morbin Time. They even got Will Smith to do it. I guess he's having trouble making money after he morbed Chris Rock at the Oscars. I don't really get it, but, you know, it was obviously an artistic choice on the director's part. In fact, I would say this whole movie was extremely artistic. So yeah, 10 out of 10. Fuck you. As Ice-T once so eloquently put it, pimpin' ain't easy, but somebody gotta do it. I'm out here pimping on YouTube every day, but see, pimping only works if your hoes pay up. So please, be one of my hoes and fucking pay up. Join my Patreon. It's only $1 per video. What kind of hoe are you if you can't give me $1? And I mean, if you don't, I'm gonna have to slap the shit out of you. And I don't want to do that. I got sensitive skin on my hands. Oh yeah, and follow me on Twitter. I put short videos up there all the time. Links for everything in the description. Anyway, pay me, or it's gonna be more than time. Okay, I love you. Bye.